5 tips to leading right now with emotional intelligence in the current crisis that we have. Align what you feel with what you think. Don't allow your emotion to hijack your behavior. So don't avoid extremes. So don't be like stoic where you don't show any emotion so people will think that you don't care. And don't be gushing with your emotion where people feel that you're not authentic. Remember, you need to learn if you can escalate something, you need to de-escalate it. That's why a lot of people are talking about different training, especially for the police forces, not only in diversity and inclusion, not only in unconscious bias, but also in de-escalation techniques. That is a big part of emotional intelligence. As a leader, create psychological safety, where your emotional intelligence will be a mediating factor when people collaborate together. Have empathy. And when you share who you are with people, you give them that safe space where they don't feel judged, or they're not scared to be ridiculed, specifically that you are gonna remove what personal attacks can be. Self-management is the 4th tip that I can give you, is by opening, like having here, like we have a safe space where we can discuss everything. Welcome the diversity of thoughts, because again, we can agree to disagree. And this way we decrease friction and people can feel that they can share their opinion, and maybe their opinion can be better than what you have in mind, because they're gonna open up their vulnerabilities to you, you know, and you have to give them that safe space. Challenge status quo by being assertive. If you hear something that you don't like, speak about it. Like I know before all that happened, we used to say, I don't want to offend anybody. I mean, maybe they didn't mean it. I don't do that anymore. I get into that conversation. I do it in a very empathetic, non-threatening, non-ridiculing way. I do it with love, but I don't shut up anymore. I'm being assertive, right? They have the right to speak. I have the right to speak as well. And lately I have been having, thank you for keeping this conversation without insults, or in a higher way. Remember, the people that start insulting, they lost their case from the beginning. Insulting comes from fear, because this is the only way they feel they can protect themselves, because they have nothing to do, because whatever they're feeling is rooted in fear and they don't even realize that. Be humble and accept the possibility that we might be wrong, and show like receptivity between you and people, and an openness to things that you might think about the same way. So this is how you can increase your emotional intelligence. Journal regularly your thoughts, your awareness, and name your emotion. I said, name it, claim it, own it. Name it, claim it, own it. This is what we call metacognition. Write down your goals and track the progress for it. Be present, like we said, use your 5 senses, disconnect technology and relax in nature. Like for example, the week that ends on the 4th of July, I'm taking that week off. And people are telling me, what do you mean you're taking the week off? You know, we have been off all the time. We haven't been off. We have been working, all of us. And I'm unplugging totally. You know, I'm spending time with my family, with our grandkids, and I'm not doing anything because I need to recharge. I need to live in the presence. Or also reflect on how you're dealing with others. Are you dealing more with your strength, or you're doing with your weaknesses because you're feeling vulnerable? Sometimes, like this is when I started, when I became a public speaker, I would videotape myself to know how I come across. So if you want to know, you have no idea if people get irritated if you talk to them, or they react in a way that you didn't think about, videotape yourself. Look how your tone is, your body language, how you come across. Define what are your values, what are your non-negotiables, what is that line in the sand that no one can pass, what are your boundaries, and make sure that your actions are in alignment for it. Brainstorm to bring yourself from negative to positive, your successes, your achievement, you know, even your regrets and failures. If you don't know where you're coming from, you're not going to be able to move forward. Listen to what others say about you and have an open mind, but always, of course, check the source. Try to put yourself in other people's shoes, like having empathy, specifically in tough situations. And of course, practice gratitude. Gratitude is the doorway to abundance. Be grateful for everything and every gift that you already have in your life, and practice mindfulness and meditation. So this, I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm gonna come back to you